Wãhãlã for politicians as Nnamdi Kanu reacts to the arrest of newspaper vendors in Imo State. The leader and the commander of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, and the Eastern Security Network, ESN, Nnamdi Kanu, has vocally attacked and condemned those behind the arrest of the newspaper vendors in Imo State, southeast Nigeria. The IPOB leader vehemently made his displeasure so clear by taking time to explain and define the true term of terrorism. Nnamdi Kanu revealed his assertion and condemnations via his official Twitter handle in a post he made. In his tweets, the commander of the ESN, Eastern Security Network, defined terrorism, quoting from the Oxford English Dictionary. Nnamdi Kanu defined terrorism as an unlawful violence and intimidation, especially when it is against civilians who are in pursuit of their political rights and aims. It was carried earlier in the day by the front pages of prominent national dailies that about 7 newspapers vendors were arrested in Imo State for having the materials and journals of Biafran agitations. It has been highlighted that the whereabouts of prominent newsmen, sales rep remains unknown. Nnamdi Kanu has reacted to the headline of the Nigeria Tribune that reported the apprehension of the newsmen vendors in Imo State. He urged and challenged the global community to wake up and face the realities of what he described as a terrorist government and administration being operated by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari. Thus, he went on to say that the country Nigeria is a terrorist state. Below is the tweet made by the IPOB leader, which had gained lots of reactions, with many calling for the release of the 7 arrested vendors, alleging that they never violated any section of the Constitution of Nigeria. See the tweet below. Nnamdi Kanu said, terrorism is defined as the unlawful use of violence and intimidation, especially against civilians, in the pursuit of political aims. Oxford Dictionary. The world must wake up for the reality that President Muhammadu Buhari runs a government of terror and Nigeria is a terrorist state. Terrorism is defined as the unlawful use of violence and intimidation, especially against civilians in the pursuit of political aims. Here are a few reactions to the tweet that Nnamdi Kanu made in the screenshot below. Some said, "We can't allow Uzodinma to sell out of Biafran land to Fulani. We have to take serious actions against Imo State government." Another also replied, he said, the world is silent now. Let them remain silent when we decide to pay them in their own coin. Another person also said, terrorism is defined as the unlawful use of violence and intimidation, especially against civilians. The pursuit of political aims. You can imagine. Confused man, Nigeria, today Nigerian, tomorrow Zoom. You can imagine. Another person also said, the best and true leader, Nnamdi Kanu. You are wonderful, spiritual, and powerful. Remain blessed. Another person also replied, 96.1 FM Oziza in Owerri invited one of them, and they were narrating how they were beaten to pulp because they are selling national newspapers and that they had IPOB written on it. Instead to beat the publishers, they were beating them. No, it's cause, just cause. You can imagine. Another person also replied, meanwhile, follow me up, Biafrans, let's retweet. So how does this definition fit with the bogus proscription of the indigenous people of Biafra by the terrorist federal government of the contraption called Nigeria. So you now believe that there is an Mr. Buhari. My wide society, no doubt, if we look at things very well, you're a student of any high institution, yet you lack common sense. You lack common sense and wisdom. Newspaper vendors are only selling what the editor said, and they are being molested. Terrorism is defined as the unlawful use of violence and intimidation, especially against civilians. Fine. In the pursuit of political aims, said by Oxford Dictionary, the world must rise up to the fact that Nigerian government is a sponsor of terrorism. It is stated with sanctioning media houses for interviewing IPOB officer. Like mad people drink with foolishness, they have taken the insecurity to a new level. Next will be anyone seen holding a publications with IPOB or Biafran written on it. What will they do by then? Another person also said, I don't know why we hear such news in this contraption. Out of suffering have emerged the strongest souls. The most massive characters are set with scars. No amount of government terror against the people can stop Biafran agitation. They are just wasting time in that hall. The more they terrorize the civilians, the more ferocious the agitation becomes. This is hilarious. Time to be our brother's keeper. Viewers, you have heard it all. Listeners, you have heard it all from Nnamdi Kanu concerning what has just been done to newspapers vendors in Imo State, or because they are propagating and talking good about Nnamdi Kanu, announcing the anniversary day that's coming up on the 30th of May. That doesn't mean they should arrest these people. Why can't they face the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra? The leader would definitely give to them their own coin. The vendors are not to be arrested. This is why Nnamdi Kanu came out. Nnamdi Kanu came out because he is a man. If there to be some leaders, they will not come out to fight. It told them, pop and plain. The people that you arrested are not at fault. Not because my name or my pictures or pictures of IPOB members are there on the newspaper doesn't mean that they should be arrested. You can imagine. Anyways, you have heard what Nnamdi Kanu have said and people's reactions concerning this. What is your take on this? Don't hesitate to drop your comment below the comment box.